Welcome back to this week's episode of the Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Shepard.
And I am co-hosting, and I'm Carrie.
And tonight we are talking about dun 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 dun. What's the title?
Dun, dun, dun. Health. This is I
Health
don't know what the
and-
title is. It's like what do we call it? Health and wellness? That sounds like lame.
Boo.
Okay. Staying fit.
Oh, I like it.
Fit at 40. That
Oh,
sounds like
mercy.
an Instagram handle.
Everybody who's 20 just tuned out.
Yeah, they're like,
"Ew,
bye."
old
Old.
people.
Just
Yeah. How to
Just-
visit your YMCA?
yeah.
Go to a doctor.
We're talking about staying healthy and not just in fitness, but like in diet and mentality and just kind of overall, maybe we should just call it overall health.
Okay, so listen. Here's the deal. We don't know what to call this episode.
You guys
but
can name it.
we're we're going to have a title for it, so you're going to tune in. It's going to be so catchy. You're like, oh yeah, perfect.
I'm
well
gonna have
said.
to get on Chat GPT and make them name it.
There you go. I need to download that.
Come on, AI.
So this evening, it's actually probably the latest we have done a podcast, and
Yeah.
we have been
What
talking
time is it?
about doing this episode for some time. We're pushing midnight here, so we've been talking about doing this episode for some time now, and we're actually very passionate about this
We are.
subject of looking at your health.
Yeah.
And Carrie and I both turned 40 this year, and but it's not like we turned 40. Okay, we got to get in shape. We've got to eat right. We got to change everything.
Mhm.
We've actually been on this journey
Mhm.
since 2017. So we're looking at 7 years now.
Mhm.
We have been on this journey to be where we're at,
Yeah.
talking to you tonight. And so, Carrie, why don't you tell everybody in 2017 why we started this
Oh
journey?
my word. I don't want to say this.
Yeah, you got to
So we went on a cruise.
say it. And that's it. That's all you need to know.
The end.
If
And
you've been on a
then- no,
cruise, you know.
No, that's not the. We went on a cruise and then we got back and looked at the pictures. That's the real reason. It was our 10th anniversary and we went on a cruise. And I mean, we were alone.
It was
With
just
all the other
us.
people, but like
Yeah.
no relatives, no friends or anything. And so we chilled a little bit, we showed maybe a little more skin than usual.
Oh boy.
And then we looked at the pictures and we were like, wow. It's
yeah,
time.
It is.
It's time.
So
However,
go ahead.
I will say in our defense,
No, I like
since 2009, we'd been, pregnant or birthing children. And I know
Yes.
you weren't,
Let's,
but
I have no defense.
no, you do.
Okay.
Because it's really hard on the guy. Like when the woman's not cooking, which maybe you're the pregnant type that cooks all the time, but I didn't cook a whole lot when I was pregnant. If I was sick or, my feet swelled up huge, just many reasons that it was hard on you. It's not like you came home to meals ready or, a lot of times especially with the twins, I couldn't even
Aw.
grocery shop. So
So
it
sweet.
was hard. We ate out a lot and most of that was my request.
Oh my word.
These were the terrible years for
Karen,
health.
you are like the best wife. You're
What?
sitting here.
No.
You were pregnant with 5 kids.
I say I don't cook and you
You-
say I'm the best wife. You are the best
Because
husband.
you're giving me excuse of why I was Mr. Chubby back
That
in
I remember.
2017.
Baby, I remember you bringing home the Mexican like 4 nights in a row one time. What could you
my
do?
Land. To all of our friends out there who listen from West Virginia, at the time there were not a lot of restaurants there, and you
No.
craved I can't remember-
Campestre,
Campestre up there on Old
Yeah.
Harper Road.
El Rancho.
You loved that place.
Man, I miss that place.
Now I'm hungry.
I know.
So next episode we're going to talk about health. Right now we're going to go eat at
Let's
midnight.
go. Yeah.
We're
Let's
just gonna
go get some
binge.
on the border.
No, let's not.
No. So those were the years. All that to say, those were
Yes.
really tough years because I was either pregnant or nursing or we were
Yeah,
you know,
so let me talk to
trying
the
to
toots real
conceive.
quick.
So,
So you
yeah.
had an excuse because you were pregnant. we had 5 kids in 5 years, 6 years. So
6.
yeah, Tommy was 5 when we had our twins, and
Yeah.
so um, that's a lot of kids. So we were going through it. Plus, I was a very young pastor. I
Yes,
started
that's
pastoring at
true.
26, and the church at the time was just an amazing church. But we were growing like crazy.
Yeah.
We truly were just in this stage of life
Mhm.
that it was crazy
Mhm.
all the time.
Mhm.
Our life was on the go. It was late nights. It was constantly learning, growing ourselves. And so
Yeah.
I feel like here it kind of gave us, I don't know, it gave us that excuse just to kind of let ourselves go. And we
Well,
were not living a super healthy lifestyle.
you have to factor into stress. Like
Absolutely.
the
A
stress
lot of
that you
stress.
carried from the church, the stress that I carried from, back to back to back births and pregnancies, that it was just those 6 years. Well, really, I mean, 8. It was just a lot. It was a lot
A
because the
ton.
twins were born in 15 and then in 17 we took that cruise and then we got back and we were like, okay, we have to do something like
Right.
it's
Right.
time. So that's kind of our history with health. We're both naturally um we don't get really big, and so for us to have put on that much weight, we were like, it's
Yeah.
definitely our lifestyle.
Yeah.
It wasn't sickness, it wasn't anything but just stress and too much, of the wrong foods.
That's
And
right.
so we started just thinking about what we ate. I started cooking more. We started just doing better. Well, then we moved to California and that was stressful again.
It was.
The move was a lot.
But
So
I feel like we handled it a lot better because
we
by that
did.
time we were already probably in some of the best shape of our life. We were
Yeah.
working out.
We had both lost like 20 pounds by
Yep,
the time we moved to
we
California.
did. We
And
did
then when we got there,
more.
we were pretty good at keeping it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so
So,
that just kind of tells you our
yes.
journey of being a little bit on the heavier side to now we continue to be in ministry. We're raising
Mhm.
5 kids. And
Mhm.
so we really the goal of this podcast obviously is moving forward. So
Yeah.
we've spent 6 minutes talking about our chubby little past, and now we kind of want we want to. Our goal is this evening is to encourage you wherever you're at on your journey. Whether you are sitting where we were in 2017, man, I got to do something. I got to
Yeah.
change. I'm not healthy. I don't feel good. I'm sluggish. And or you work out 5 times a week and you feel good. It doesn't matter. Don't tune out. You've got to hear our heart on kind of this. Oh, okay. Lemon
What?
lime water. I was looking at what you're drinking. Is it an
It's
energy drink?
no,
Oh, it's Enjoy Cold. I thought it said
it's
energy.
sparkling water flavored with lime and mint.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Shout out to my girl Laura Alter for introducing me to this Topo Chico. It's so good.
Wow.
What are you
said that
drinking?
really funny.
What are you drinking?
Oh, this is just
Coffee?
yeah, it's decaf, so
Decaf
we're okay.
coffee.
And then this one of our
0.
kids left out, and I grabbed it real quick. So Gatorade, get us through this episode.
0 Gatorade.
Don't we look so healthy, like
I
sitting here,
know.
little
We did this
sparkling
on
water?
purpose.
And for everybody who's tuned in on YouTube,
This is good.
you're looking at me drinking Gatorade Zero. That's right.
And the light blue is the best color
that's what
of
the
any
kids say.
Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
Okay, Kara,
yeah,
start us out.
so-
Go for it.
Okay, so first, I think something that we've practiced and tried since 2017, obviously, is consistency. But we don't.
Here you go with your C's again. Let me go and write that down. Consistency. Okay, number 1.
Consistency?
Go
I
ahead.
don't think I have another one.
Calories.
I can make it.
Okay. Consistency. Go for it.
Consistency, but we're not like hyper obsessed
Mm.
because we really don't have the lifestyle where it can be. I love to work out. It kind of like got in my blood. I really enjoyed it after a while. And then, and I try really hard to do 5 days a week, but we're not the type of people where like we're coming, we're getting up at 4 a.m. to work out. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not in the life stage. I'm exhausted. I have 5 kids. We're doing the school schedule every morning. So, we do have consistency, but should we say like modified consistency? If we miss
Sure.
a day, we're not down on ourselves. We don't criticize one another. If anything, we might say, do you want to go for a walk? And we'll put the kids in bed and walk around our neighborhood. But we like the word lifestyle better.
I like it.
Because consistency denotes like a little more stringent, and we're not that. Like, we definitely have nights where we're just tired and we're like, we're going to bed. But we do like to have our lifestyle. And since 2017, we have gained and lost for sure. We've fluctuated, but not a lot.
No.
Not a lot. I mean, maybe 10 pounds, I would say. And that's pretty common for people. Like, you kind of lose and gain the same 10 pounds depending on, holidays or whatever. So that has worked for us. Just kind of the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time we watch it, we're careful, we're thoughtful. And then if there's a birthday party, or, the other day we randomly went out to Mexican lunch with friends and, we ate and it was fine. But then we were, for dinner, we ate very healthy.
Yep.
So I think consistency for us in a livable way.
Yes.
Because we've tried the crash diets. We've tried all right, we're going to do P90X every day. We're going to go like,
P90X, yeah.
Just all those things. And it's like, it just doesn't work for us.
It does not.
It doesn't.
It's not to say that we're against dieting or
Right.
that we're the know-it-alls, but I will tell you this. Of all the friends that Carrie and I have, we've talked about this a lot over the last couple weeks.
Mhm.
Diets really are, it is not a lifestyle. It's like, man, I'm going to lose a lot of weight. And we feel like from our friends and our family, the people that we're around, those who do these diets, they lose a lot of weight, but because it's not their lifestyle, they're not thinking about it, they gained it all back.
Right.
Like, it just comes back, and then, oh, I got to lose this weight. So they do it again. And in your 20s, and I feel like even through your 30s, that's okay. But you cannot keep that up forever.
Right.
Number one, it gets harder and harder to lose weight. That's scientific. It's absolutely true. Even at 40, I've seen that. When I was 20, I feel like I could think about losing weight and you'd lose it. And
Yes.
the older you get, it does not work that way anymore. And so
Right. You have to be
Kara's
more
exactly
thoughtful.
right. It's consistency. And with consistency, when you begin to live this lifestyle of being careful what you eat, not always binging. For me, I'll talk a little bit about what I've done over the last probably about years, introduced by one of my friends at the church. And but I feel like when it becomes a lifestyle, it takes the stress away. Number two, you can enjoy those moments where you're
Mm.
at Disney and you
Mhm.
smell a funnel cake and you get it, and you're not beating yourself up like, oh my word, I was on there actually was a diet called the Idiot Proof Diet at one time, if you
Oh,
remember that.
wow.
You
I
remember that?
forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my word, I ruined my diet. Now I've ruined it for the next 3 days, and it takes 7 days for bread to get out of your body, and blah blah blah. So you've got to. I've heard it all. So
Yeah.
now I feel like we're never stressed about it. We're never like, oh,
No.
I shouldn't be doing this. We just we're naturally in a habit of watching it and being good at and consistent at
Yeah.
not always eating after a certain time
Yeah.
or constantly downing the sugar. So consistency is very, very important.
And I'll just throw in a few lifestyle changes that have helped us. Just maybe it will help you. I stopped doing bread at dinner. So when I cook at home, I don't have a dinner roll. I have, maybe mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes or, a carb, but something that's not like a big puffy dinner roll. Just because with kids, like, they're eating 3 dinner rolls and nothing else, right? So we cut that out, and that was helpful for the kids because it forced them to eat meat and vegetable and then, like, a sweet potato or something, or corn or something like that. And so it pushed them towards healthier carbs, and then if they were hungry, they could have another serving of meat or vegetable. So that has helped our family overall. Cut some things out. And then we both have cut out any of the sugary coffees. So we used to go to Starbucks and get like the caramel mocha, or I don't know, I can't remember what they are now. All of them, salted caramel, all that. And we used to get those. And now if we go, you just get an Americano, right? And I typically just get an oat milk latte.
Yep.
And so it's much better rather than spending 400 calories and dousing your body with this huge gulp of sugar the first thing in the morning. We just cut it out. We just cut it out. Like if we enjoy coffee, it's with a little heavy cream or maybe some oat milk or honey or something like that. And that's really helped as well. So those are a couple life changes that we don't even think about anymore. We don't crave those things. Even at lunch, we've cut out really sandwiches and we just do wraps. I'll do like a low carb wrap or a vegetable wrap and we like stuff like that. So there's a few ideas just that kind of got us started on our journey. And
For
so,
sure.
yeah, that was helpful.
It was very helpful for me. So let me just speak into for a moment when we're talking about a lifestyle change and this consistency. There were two reasons, and still to this day, when I talk to men about health, two things for me to come into play. Number one, obviously care. I love you, and um, I don't want to be the type of husband that just kind of lets myself go and
Right.
well, you married me, you're stuck with me, so here I am. So that does come into
Yeah.
the factor for sure. But there are a couple other things. One of those is uh, being a dad that has a 14-year-old.
Mm.
I want to be able to spend quality time with my son. I want to be able to. Tommy is extremely athletic, and I want to be able to kick a soccer ball with them. I
Yeah.
play with our church volleyball once a week. Play with the guys basketball through the summer, and I don't want to be that dad that sits on the sideline and just watches my son. I can't go play because my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, and I'm just overweight. I really do want to be the dad that can get down and
Mhm.
wrestle and love our kids at this stage, but not only this stage, in the next 10 years when I'm 50. I still want to be in that stage of being able to go on a hike and be with
Mm.
you and the
Mm.
kids. And so that comes into play. And then
Yeah.
for me, for anyone who's listening to this podcast and you're in ministry, please do. Somebody's going to get this. They're going to email in. They're going to find offensive in what I'm about to say. But go ahead and write that email because I'm just going to say it. Okay. I feel okay saying this, but I I have a very strong passion for having a good testimony
Mhm.
when it comes to being in the pulpit. And I don't want to be a pastor that has a bad testimony because I am preaching against addictions.
Mm.
I'm preaching against being addicted to drugs or to cigarettes or to alcohol or pornography and these things that are so fleshly, and yet I can't control my appetite when it comes to food.
Mm.
And for me, this is all personal. I just felt like I did not want to be a hypocrite. I
Yeah.
did not want to be the person that, well, Scott, you need to get this straight, and you're doing this, and you're not right with God. And then I'm sitting up there, and I'm obese, and I'm overweight, and I'm gorging myself, and I'm
Mm.
not controlling the little appetites that
Mm.
that really do control you. If you have a problem, and I just can't stop drinking Mountain Dew, or
Mhm.
I just can't stop drinking coffee, or I got to have this sugar, or I just get a headache if I don't. I think that's a time for us as Christians to really be checking up
Wow.
and in a big way be careful,
Mm.
because we can play very much into the devil's hands of there's a younger generation that's looking at a Thomas Shepard that's overweight saying, dude, why should I listen to you? You can't even breathe walking up to the platform.
Mm.
And again, that was very personal, but I have still always been passionate about that. I refuse to be that pastor. I want a good testimony when it comes to taking care of where I believe the Holy Spirit dwells, and
Mm.
that my body is the temple, and I
Mm.
want to take care of it, Care.
That I just have so much respect for that. I could cry. That is
Aw.
so
Well, thanks, man.
so good. And I could talk about this topic for a long time and we have in the past, but it just bears repeating and it I think we're just so passionate to share this with you because I grew up in a culture and I know probably you did too, but maybe a little more me because I was a ministry kid, but everything was entertainment and ministering, but we don't drink, right? So there's not that which everybody else has at parties or whatever. There's no like drugs or smoking. There was no like cultural pastime except for food
Mhm.
and music. My family loved to play instruments, and that was definitely something they used that was healthy and good. But not just my family, but in our culture, in our circles at that time,
Yeah.
food was it. Food
Mm.
was the business. Like you did not do anything without everyone bringing food, or let's have a potluck, or let's go to McDonald's afterwards, or and not that it was a bad thing, but I think the culture became excessive.
Mm.
It just became excessive.
That's so true.
And so we grew up with like, oh, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't do drugs, we don't run around on our spouses, we don't believe in divorce, like all this huge list of vices that
Mhm.
we did not indulge in. But yet food was never, or and I shouldn't say food, even eating disorders, gluttony
Mm.
was never put on that list as something that could be an excess or could be a vice
It's so
or
true.
could be a sin.
Yeah.
It was just like, no, food is it's the way we do things. It's the way we minister. It's the
Mm.
way we communicate. If you're happy, you have food. If you're sad, you go out to eat. If you're, you know, upset, depressed, stressed, everything revolved around food.
Yeah.
And that culture was so damaging.
Mm.
And I'm not blaming them. I'm not trying to call anyone out. I just think, you know, at the time, the additives being added to our food, we didn't know, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and coming
Mm.
out of like the 60s and 70s where you could gorge yourself on food and you probably would never gain weight because it was a lot healthier. And then they started adding all this stuff to our food right at the same time. Baptists really latched onto that culture of food at everything. And so it's just kind of the perfect storm. And I really have had to, and this is my vulnerable moment, so hang with me.
We're listening. We're tuned in.
I,
Give it to us.
I have struggled with that in my adult life, not using food as a source of addiction or comfort or even dealing with my problems, you know? And we've talked about this many times with our kids. Like every time we want to spend time with our kids or we want to do something fun and have that one-on-one time, you know how you do. My nature is to say, let's go get a frap at Starbucks or let's go get a milkshake, or
Mm.
it's always centered around food. And
Yeah.
then I was
Yeah.
talking with my sister and she's like, why don't we ever say, I want to spend time with you. Let's go on a hike.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
oh, how dare. No, you know, there has to be food involved. But we have really striven. We have really striven to
We strive to.
thank you. I gotta look that up.
I
That's
don't
gonna
know.
bug me. We really strive to now that if we want to connect with our kids, it's gonna irritate me. Is your phone dead?
It is. Sorry, I was thinking of an episode of The Office where they do that.
Honey,
Sorry.
pay attention.
I'm striving to. Go for it.
We strive now to connect with our kids in a healthy way. Like you were saying, kick the soccer ball, go play some basketball, you know, do something that's not shoving your face full of food. And
Right.
I think that culture of excess, that culture of straight up gluttony, and it really is an addiction
Mm.
that you allow yourself to have, is just as damaging as smoking, you know, the excess of alcohol, like all of that. So I am thankful that God allowed us to see that in our adult lives, but it did take some time
Right.
and it took some study and it took some you know,
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
confronting ourselves.
It's so funny you just said that because I would encourage anyone who's listening to this, no matter what your age is, do some study. We often say what we're missing so oftentimes in Christianity, actually in our country, is critical thinkers,
Mm.
people who can do some research. Stop reading this little meme on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, and that's what you believe. Like we do not know how to research anymore, and we need to. We need to know. You got to be careful of some things that are in your food. It can take you down a rabbit trail, care that it can be unhealthy as well. I'm talking about mentally unhealthy. It's almost impossible to be all natural. It's almost unless you have a farm and you're growing all your own food and all your own meat, like
Mhm.
all your own coffee beans. It's impossible, honestly, in the state of age we're in, to be totally natural, but there are some things that we can easily cut out that are
Yeah.
hurting our gut health, that is hurting our body. And
Yes.
instead of just taking maybe a pill to get by, maybe do a little bit of research.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that Carrie and I have found that has helped trust tremendously, and I would encourage anyone probably to start right here. If you're one of those, you're looking at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds to lose, and it just seems like this is an uphill battle. I really would start by
I'm so nervous what you're going to say right now.
go have surgery. No, I'm just joking. For us, it was walking.
Yes.
We started with walking. I actually started with running.
You did.
remember
That
this.
was a stage.
Yeah, it was a bad stage. I did. I got all into it. I had a friend that ran, and he got me all into it. So I went out and bought Brooks shoes. I subscribed to a runner's magazine.
You were
and
warned.
I was so into it. And
You were
I
warned.
hated every minute of it. I still don't like
I'm
to
not-
run. Like, it's just
No, I'm not.
it
getting
was
I'm not
not-
running.
half of our life stage group at church. They're all into running, and they're going out to Disney, and they're running these marathons.
I'm proud of them,
I'm proud of them too.
but I'm not going to do it.
It's just not for us.
If I am running,
yeah.
zombies are chasing me. It's the apocalypse
Oh wow.
and zombie. That's or my child's in danger. That's it.
Just those two.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No.
We have another episode coming up.
I'm not running for anything.
I just want
else.
to I want to get into this right now, but I like it.
I'm just kidding.
You see why I married this girl? I love this girl, man. Like, zombies?
If
We've-
zombies ever came true and it was like, I would run from a zombie for sure. I mean, for a while after, but then like, I would probably just like go for it. I'm tired. I don't know how long I could go.
I'm in shape. I would carry you at that point, okay?
Aw.
See? This is what I meant. Oh, you laugh at me? I see how it is. You are mean. You're cruel.
You know, Tommy would outrun us both. All
Oh,
our
for
kids
sure.
are so fast, and we would
Oh,
be
in trouble.
we'd be gone.
We would.
Anyways,
Anyways, start with walking.
yeah,
Carrie and I
we like to
still,
walk,
to this day, we love to walk. Our
and we
whole
do
family,
power walk.
We
we-
do.
we
No,
don't
this
stroll,
is
we
not
get
like,
on it.
oh, look at the squirrels and the rabbits and let's hang out right here and soak up the sun. We do. We power
Yeah.
walk. But to this day, we've been, twice this week.
Yeah.
And it's about midnight, but we're still going to go. Even tonight, we will. Are
Oh
you still
my
going to go with me?
Word.
I
You're gonna
really
go
want to.
now.
You are too. You cannot be a hypocrite on this
Y'all
podcast.
help me. Send help.
All right,
I
women,
worked
let's
out
get back to
today.
the-
I'm 56 minutes.
I did. I didn't.
That's why you wanna
Wow,
walk.
did you do 56
I
minutes?
did.
This girl. Okay.
I don't usually do
Put me to
that.
shame.
It
Number
was a
one,
special day.
start with walking. Number two,
Yes.
do your research. Let me say this. I think this is going to resonate with some people. And again, if you want to talk to us, feel free to reach out. We'd love to talk more about this subject. But just be careful for our age, maybe a millennial or those who are younger and you're coming up. Don't fall for this. Those who use scripture very haphazardly or ignorantly. I heard quite a bit growing up, and this is not from my parents, but just through different circles. Bodily exercise profiteth little, and that was like what every fundamentalist ran to. Bless God, we don't have to exercise.
Yep.
It doesn't profit. It's no good. Well, it does profit. It may profit little when it comes to eternity, but there is such a thing as gluttony.
Mhm.
And for some reason, we got in this habit of just almost making fun of food and making fun of gluttony. And but the Bible says fools make a mock of sin.
Mhm.
And so we want others around us that are passionate about we have friends that run marathons, and that's what we're not saying. Just not all of our friends, but we do want to surround ourselves with those who want to take care of ourselves. And if
Yeah.
God does tarry, I believe we're getting closer to being raptured out. But what if He doesn't come?
Mhm.
I want to live a good, healthy life, and we're
Yeah.
both 40. We take no medications.
Yeah.
We are taking care of ourselves, and that is because of this journey that we've
Mhm.
been on that now is our lifestyle. Take some consistency, start with walking.
Mhm.
But Carrie, there's some ladies out there, they live a busy life. They've
Mhm.
got kids in soccer as we got back this evening from soccer. Um, tell some moms out there, some young moms that, man, they got young kids in the house. And
Mhm.
Carrie, how do you do it? How did you? What's this journey? So, what's your workout routine now? How many times a week? What do you do? And we are not what's it called?
Obsessed.
No, when you're on social media a lot and you show off products.
Oh, we're not like paid
Yes,
influencers.
influencers. We're not
Yeah.
influencers. So none of these programs that we're saying tonight, we're not getting paid for it. Although maybe they'll tune in and
You know what?
hey, if you're an influencer
They're
out there and
welcome
you'd
to
like
pay
to
us for
throw
anything.
us an exercise ball, we would come on here and say, "Hey, use this exercise ball. It's amazing." Okay, so walk us through your routine now.
So right now I'm just doing the Faster Way to Fat Loss. It's a program online. Download an app to your phone. I do pay for it, but it's I would say it's worth it just for my mental health.
Absolutely.
We talk a lot about women now get down and depressed, and we all go through those phases, especially in and out of the childbearing years, and or just the working years when you're just tired and all of that. And so we have said it's really funny since I've started this program and I follow their workout schedule as much as I can. Again, we're not perfect, but um, it changes my mood every time, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I can tell when you work out.
He said
Absolutely.
today,
Yep.
today,
That's this
he
true
came
story.
home and I was bustling about the kitchen and he said, "You worked out today, didn't you?" And I had made no
Yep.
hint that I had. And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I can tell." It just changes my mood. It might not be that way for everyone, but you should at least try it. I mean, you don't even have to pay for, you can go on YouTube and get any kind of exercise you want in abundance. So I do Faster Way to Fat Loss. It's a 5-day, you do like 5 workouts, and they have workouts for the other 2 days. It's like stretching and stuff. But
So how much equipment are they going to have
I mean,
these
this
moms
one
out
does
there?
come with equipment, but you could literally buy exercise bands from Walmart and do it all with
Okay.
bands. Or just they have modifications that you follow body weight if you don't have any equipment. So that would work too. But that's what I do. And then right now I'm doing kind of like a dirty keto where it's low carb. I'm not super, super tight. Some people do like under 20 carbs. I'll go up to like, 30 or 40, but I try to stay low carb now. I haven't always done that. I did lose 20 pounds initially just by following Faster Way to Fat Loss, their macro guide, which is like a 40, I think it's a 40, 30, 30 split with macros, if you know anything about that. But that worked too. It was great. So I'm just kind of trying something new just because I just feel like it. But yeah, that's what I do. And I have just noticed such a difference in my confidence
Yeah.
and my strength. I'm redoing the missions apartment at the church and I was lifting boxes and moving stuff and I noticed, wow, I don't even feel tired from that,
Yeah.
and it was typically something that might have worn me down. So I do notice a big change. And of course we walk, and with food, again, just try to stay balanced because here's the funny thing. It's really weird how exercise and like seeing changes in your body, that can become a bit excessive too. And not just excessive, but obsessive. You can become very easily obsessed with it. I know a lot of people are like, trust me, I will never be obsessed with exercise. I thought the same thing. But it's weird, like the confidence and the just the strength that you feel, it's like you really want to keep going.
Yeah.
And so I am cautious with that too. Like I don't want to become where I'm so obsessed with how my body looks and how I have to look a certain way or I have to even feel a certain way that I'm putting it above more important things in my life. So that's a little bit, most people don't go that far with it, but I tend to have a more addictive personality. And so that is something I've had to kind of rein myself in, like, okay, I don't want to like get discouraged and then I quit and give up, but I don't want to go the other way too, where it's more important than,
Yeah.
other things. So
Mm.
my routine is just after work every day. Again, I'm not getting up at 4 or 5 a.m. So after work at 1 o'clock, I just do my 30-minute video, and I break my fast around 10:30 in the morning. And then we stop eating usually around 6. Not tonight because we had soccer. So we were eating at 8:30.
But we still ate healthy.
But we
still,
did. We ate very
When I
healthy.
say healthy, I'm not talking about we had, we went out and pulled the cabbage and then peeled, got a
Pulled the
tomato from our
cabbage.
plants that but we did not come home, and that's our
Yeah.
excuse to binge. And
Yeah.
that's we did. We both ate.
We ate good.
You made me eggs and bacon,
Yeah.
and it was super good,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
So let me give a couple tips here, and we have some that tune into this, and your workout routine's amazing and wonderful, and you could probably go lead into this a whole lot more. But so let me just speak to those that are kind of wanting to start out. I'll just give this tip: start out small. I think a
Mm.
mistake that we all make is January 1st. We're always waiting for January 1st.
Or Monday.
Yeah, or Monday.
The next Monday.
I can. I'll start this. Yeah. How many times it's so
So
frustrating?
many times.
We just do it. It's well, we need to start this on Monday. Well,
Yeah.
no, today is tomorrow morning. Or if you're in the car right now, like, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. Nope. At lunch today, when you're heading to your lunch break, cut something out. Like start today. Start
Mhm.
small.
Hmm.
We always think we got to go join a gym. We got to go buy the shoes and the bands, and we got to look cool. And we, just let me just tell you this: find something that works. For
Mhm.
me, it's Apple, and I have an Apple Watch. We have an Apple TV, and with that, I watch my exercise rings and I do their exercises. I can't remember what their price is. I'm not going to say it in case you're listening to this a couple years from now, but do your price check, and I'm telling you, they have so many workouts that you can do
They are good.
with simple dumbbells.
Yeah.
And Carrie and I have some bands. We have dumbbells that go up to 50 pounds, I
Mhm.
think, and we have a bench, and that's all we have upstairs. And yet we stay pretty well in shape.
Mhm.
Again, we could go to a gym and we could hit it a lot harder, but we're in a life stage where we're pushing up numbers at church, and we're constantly counseling, and we have 5 kids in school, and a marriage, and a podcast, and speaking out. And so we have busy lives, and so this works for us. We don't have to leave
Yeah.
the house. We've got just a tiny space that we keep all our stuff in a corner. And so my advice is start small. For the ladies out there, reach out to Carrie. She can tell you more a little bit about Faster Way. For me, one of my friends got me into intermittent fasting, and I've done that. I haven't kept at it as strict, but like Carrie said, we usually tend to generally stop eating around when? When do you cook supper? And we're usually done eating by
6:30.
So if I'm done at 6:30, I usually do not eat until at least 11 o'clock the next day.
Mhm.
10:30 for Carrie. By the time I'm off, I don't eat breakfast. I'll have a cup of coffee, but again, we're not big on cream, all the kind of creamers you put in. So, and I will break a fast right around 11 o'clock,
Mhm.
and that works. I have not lost a lot of weight, but I definitely do not gain. I have camped out right around where I am at now. And I'm not going to say that on air. I was thinking about
Tell us. Tell us.
but I do wear a 32 size pants. So, and I've been in that for a long time. And you laugh at me, but I'm very proud of that. Like,
I am
to be
proud of
40
that.
years
I was
old
just
and
shocked you
still-
said it.
now they are so tight, but
There's no buttons on them,
Yeah, no
but-
doubt. I can't zip them up, but I am in a 32. But anyways, that is kind of our journey. That's where we're at. We really want to encourage you and not make you discouraged of, oh, I'm stuck and I can't, it's just not going to work for me. Look, wherever you're at, there is always room to do better.
Mhm.
And I think as Christians, we ought to do better. We need to do better in this
Yes.
area. Carrie and I were talking the other day. We probably don't have to talk about this evening, Carrie, but we have talked that there are circles of Christianity that have put so much emphasis on looks,
Mhm.
but it's only been in what we have worn,
Mm.
and not the way that we look. So it's we dress a certain way, but we have a horrible testimony when it comes to taking care of ourselves.
And this, That's so, so true. And it doesn't just apply to, maybe you're thinking we're saying all this about, being overweight or having too much weight. No, because you can be fit and still be filled with disease or have, weakness and you're not strong and you can't do things. So it's more than just weight. It's taking care of every part of your body. It's taking care of your mental health, getting the right nutrients for your
Mm,
brain to be able to function properly, getting the right nutrients for your hormones so that you're not, depressed or angry or sad or, you know, crazy all the time. It's getting the right things for your body, whether it's exercise or food or both, to where, you can jump in and help the Christian school with a field trip, or you can go to church and help them, go clean up some parks around the neighborhood. It's that you're taking care of the body that God has given us
mm.
to be able to serve others, to be able to serve the Lord and serve others and be his hands and feet, as we always say.
Yep, that's right.
It's because I know a lot of thin people that are very unhealthy. And
Mm,
I know people that have a few extra pounds on them that work harder and show up and serve others and use their bodies for God's glory. So it's not even that we're saying you have to be in a certain weight bracket or you can have a certain percentage of BMI or whatever.
good.
It's that you're respecting yourself and you're respecting your body enough to say, I want to be able, like, I love how you said
Mm,
earlier, I want to be able to walk up to the pulpit without breathing hard.
right,
I
right.
want to be able to do these things to serve other people and to be healthy in a way that my life is able to be used to encourage others and to be there for others and to ultimately glorify God.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that's important to note, is that it's definitely something that's a whole package deal.
Mm,
There's no
that's
like,
good.
okay, I'm down to 130 pounds, so I've reached it. No, like, how's my mental health?
Yeah,
How are my hormones? What is my state of being in order to be in this world
I love it.
in a Christ-like way?
Yeah, and you're gonna feel better.
Yes. Oh,
It makes a difference all the way around. When we've got a long time on this care, so we'll have to start shutting it down here. But
we got to
uh,
go walk.
I do feel, yeah, for sure. Um, when we were at probably our heaviest, I do feel like there were things that were not right. Our spirit was not right. There is a lot of anger. There's a lot of jealousy that comes in
Mm,
with those who are more fit or were more active, and
mm,
our self esteem. I remember my self esteem would just go way down, and
that is
um,
so true.
so you better yourself. And again, start small. Man, start with a pound, or if you're already there, then just continue doing what you're doing, because I love how you said it, but all the way around, you're going to feel better about
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
from, as Carrie said, your hormones to your mental health, to even how you interact with others.
Mm-hmm.
The anger that you have sometimes is shown just because you're not happy on the inside. The
Yeah.
reason you're not happy on the inside is because you're not where you need to be on the outside. And so
Yeah.
put that emphasis, and just get off Instagram for a little while and stop comparing yourself to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Christian listening to this podcast, talk to the Lord about it. Lord,
Yeah.
I want to do better in this area. Give it to Him,
Mm-hmm.
and get rid of the addictions. Stop with the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. If you went in our pantry, I should take the camera in there, but you will not find sugar in our pantry. It's crazy. We don't have Little Debbie snacks. We don't have donuts. We don't. We did stop the other day, and we got what's the cookies? Uh,
Today?
no, the other day. Where you're like, let's just
Oh,
go. We went on a little date, and we went and
we
got.
went to Crumble
No,
Cookie,
went to
which is
Crumble
my
Cookie.
favorite
Yeah, we were
splurge.
having one of those
Oh,
days, and wasn't a great day, and Carrie said, "Man, I want a crumble cookie," and we did. We load up. I told Tommy, watch the kids. We took a little date, and
yeah. It's right by our house, so it's horrible. It's so tempting.
let's let's end this podcast with crumble cookies. So
You
there,
will love it.
there's always Monday. We'll start Monday. Let's go for crumble one more time.
But we did good
But
because we were not going to share with the kids. We were going to gorge ourselves and eat all of them. And then we ended up bringing them home and we did share a little with the kids.
we
So I
did.
felt better about that.
Whatever makes you feel better about yourself.
I know.
It was good though.
Give
But
me that.
anyways, see, but when you live this lifestyle, we were not upset. We had a
Yeah.
great time and we hit it the next morning.
Yep, we
We
did.
started into our lifestyle.
Yeah.
We walked, we exercised. And so again, I hope that we're encouraging you. And if you're an expert out there and you'd like to give us some tips, man, we'd love to hear from you. So
Mhm.
if you have not following us on Facebook or Instagram, do so. Carrier Thomas Shepherd.
Mhm.
And again, if you're on this YouTube video, you'd like to chime in, do it. We'd love to hear from you as well. So,
Yep.
anything else you want to add, Cara?
No, I'm just excited to continue on this journey with you. I know like we're going to even get better and better just because we are so passionate about it and we want to help other people
We do.
too. So,
We do.
we'll be praying for you and ask away. We're very real too.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you, oh, you have to work out, 9 times a week and never have a carb. You've heard us, like, it's real.
Right.
So it's going to be something that's balanced and you can actually live with and do.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Keep tuning in and share this video or this podcast with your friends and family. We would greatly appreciate it. We'll see you in the next episode.